again, I asked myself the question, how many Nerf blasters do I actually have? And so I decided to use this as an opportunity to have a little inventory, to sort through blasters that I did and didn't want, but additionally to have a look at my entire Nerf collection all in one go. In order to do that, we're going to start outside the shed over there, and we're going to make our way all around the garden. Okay, so we start off over here at N-Strike Corner. Lots and lots of yellow. Now, N-Strike was the place that a lot of people started their nerfing careers, so to speak. So I'm going to start off with N-Strike for this video. Tyres have become absolutely essential for nerfing. Fires 3 darts at once tyre. And inside these tyres, we have 2 deploys. There's a prize, by the way, if you manage to count all these and give me the right answer by the end of the video. They're probably not, but give it a go. A couple of targets that make noise. One of them's even boxed back there. Spectre N-7 in box. I have a load of Maverick. Of all of the Nerf blasters I've ever had, Maverick seem to last the longest. I find they jam up more than other blasters, so they're not ideal for smaller nerfers to use for Nerf wars. But in terms of being reliable, they just don't break as often. There's something to be said for that. So they're great to keep around as loners. Had a lot of fun with the barrel. Wiring lipo here. Switch shot element. Night finders make great loner blasters too, because as long as the foam's still nice and new, they get decent range and they're actually quite easy to prime. A lot of kids who'll struggle to prime, say, a Maverick won't have any problems at all with a night finder. Good old night finders. I love barricades. Barricade was pretty much my first ever flywheel mod. I saw a video by Foam Data Services named the Thrifty Nifty Barricade mod, and I never looked back. And I kind of fell in love with the barricade motors because it's a cheap source of 3RC motors. Mavericks also came in several fruity flavours. Got 1 or 2 mags here. In my opinion, Hasbro should be less concerned about people only using official Nerf darts and more concerned with them only using official Nerf mags. We've been flooded with decent aftermarket Nerf mags by the likes of Worker, Light Take, NF Strike, Raptor Strike mags. I used to love these clear 18 round mags. I had a rig carrying about 9 of them. I'll go back in the top right. Nothing happened. Will 35 drum barrels be replaced by 30s and 50s? Time will tell. 25 still definitely have their place. Old school Alpha Trooper mags. I love the way Zombie Strike mags are going. Full of character and really funky. Many people probably don't realise this, but 6-round mags are actually quite interesting. This type here with a little red thing that shows you which way you're meant to put the darts in have a slightly more reddy hue than the others. They're from 2006 and don't have a Nerf logo on them. Mags which don't have a Nerf logo on them, are black right here, are from 2007. Mags which have the same colour body plastic but red indicators are also from 2007. The Nerf logo appeared in 2009. These completely clear mags were also 2009, and these mags with half transparent, half opaque bodies were from 2011. But that's enough talk about mags. I've got a couple of Revell Blasters here which I just thought were funky, so I didn't unbox them. Like the corner sight. What's not to love about the corner sight? Funky target there. Revell does have awesome accessories. I love the Super Stripes and Angel Fire type blasters. They are easy to use and they seem to last forever. I very, very rarely get any malfunctions on these guys, and they get literally hundreds of hours of play. I missed in a charity shop the other day. Not a clue what it is, but it's pretty funky. Came with that target. All Victory is also a fun blaster. I used to have about 8 of these in my fleet, but they seem to break much quicker than these do. That's the focus fire. Guardian crossbow is awesome. Of all of the Revell blasters, the Dauntless is possibly my absolute favourite. I just love the piratey style of it, and it's one of my go-to blasters for Nerf wars. One of these with the powder darts and you're away. Fearless Fires are awesome blasters. If it wasn't for the incisor, this may have been my favourite blaster at one point. Little Jolt at number 1 loves the Revell bows. In fact, her one's still in the house. And the Rapid Red. We're now going to skip back here to Rival Corner. As you can see, I've got 1 or 2 Chronoses. These are both my favourite Rival blasters to date. And actually, the Rival Artemis is my favourite Nerf war blaster, full stop. I'm genuinely yet to find a better blaster than the Rival Artemis. Perfect capacity, perfect size. In my opinion, the Hades might be a little bit too big, but the Artemis is phenomenal. And at some point, I've got some projects in mind for these Nemesis, but it all depends on time. But this is the Battlefront 2 Apollo. Mandalorian Jango Fett styling. Even comes with a little patch. It was on this box that I first noticed face masks apparently are not a protective device. Go figure. I love the thought of these Spider-Man Homecoming blasters, so when I saw them going cheaply once, I bought them. Teenage Mutant Ninja Megastar blasters. Random blasters here. Rapid Fire Tech does this cool thing where the shell pings out. The only boom code blaster I own. Which is weird, because as a Nerf war blaster, it's actually pretty darn good. Really good ranges. Far more accurate than regular Nerf blasters. Battle Royale Hailstorm, which is hilarious. Hasbro made one with 5. Let's make one with 6. This isn't a Nerf blaster, but it does this, which is nice. Aki Strike, Raptor Strike. The Snapfire just kind of ended up here too. Sharpfire belongs with the Falcon Fire, and my foot apparently. I've drawn Voidcaster, my other Alien Menace blasters in the shed. You'll see that at the end with all the other special blasters. Where has the Doomland series gone? I really like some of the Doomland blasters. In particular, my Chop Down Lawbringer, which is also in the shed. Modulus. This crossbow fires Mega Darts, and is the most satisfying thing in the world to get tags with. Mega Blaster goodness. Had a lot of fun with the Thunderhawk. 1 shot, 1 kill. Be interesting to take a look at the very first Nerf blaster of each line actually and see if we can see any similarities. I've got a lot of fire strikes and a lot of strong arms. Again, these are Nerf blasters which make ideal loaners at Nerf Wars. Fire strikes are super easy to operate and the slam fire of the strong arm makes them super fun. I will say this though, I do find that strong arms break much more quickly than Mavericks. I don't know whether it's the build quality or just the quirk of the design, but there you go. Disruptors are good fun too. Rough cuts make excellent Nerf War blasters, for as long as they last that is. There's a lot of fun with the ruckus. And the trilogy.
It's 3 darts, here we go!
That's the guy's voice on the box, by the way. This hopper allows you to hold about 7 or 8 shells and just load and fire, load and fire, load and fire without reloading any shells, which is a few stockades, raiders and jam pages, surge fires. Crossbolt is such a good design. I'm reasonably certain it's the only mag-fed, elastic-powered blaster in Nerf's arsenal. Zombie Strike goodness, or Rev Reaver, Flip Fury. The Hammer Shot was such a revolutionary blaster when it came out. Being able to prime and fire with one hand was simply ideal for games like FBZ. And with a quick spring mod up to 80 FPS, you just couldn't go wrong. Illuminator, Side Strike, Quad Drop. Brainsaws are super rare in the UK, so I'm pretty lucky to have one. Made a funky paperclip mod for the Rev Reaper. I've actually got a bit of a history of doing weird things to shell firing blast. Avenger with all attachments and a little double jolt. I'm in love with X-Shot blasters at the moment. As a Nerf War loaner blaster, they are absolutely phenomenal. Super easy to prime, they hit harder stock than Nerf blasters do, and at about £5 per unit, you just can't beat them. In terms of longevity, I have had more of these break than say Revell Super Stripes or Angel Fire type blasters, but for the price, they're absolutely phenomenal. By the random coloured Rev 6s. The Turbo Fire is just an awesome blaster. If it wasn't for the Artemis, this may well be my favourite Nerf Warring blaster. The X-Shot Chaos line could turn out to be somewhat revolutionary. I would say if X-Shot comes out with a blaster that's, say, a similar or high capacity to the Artemis, they may well have my vote. They're onto a winner. Onto Magped N-Strike Elite Blasters, Retaliator, Alpha Trooper Stride. I thought the Evader kind of fitted in here. Little Jolt at number 1 loves the Terror Scout. One of her favourite things to do before going to bed is just having a little play with this. Gets me to load it for us so she can blast me with it basically. Little Jolt at number 2 is terrified of it though. If he ever thinks I'm getting it down, he's like, not the robot. And now we're onto attachments. I've accrued a lot of attachments over the years.
Targeting V-Mitch. The complete super accurate assault system. With bayonet. I shoot you with the dart, get you with the missile, and poke you with the bayonet.
Stampede shields, long shot front guns, recon attachments, zombie strike long shot scope, nitron scope's phenomenal. I just love the fact they go like this. Long shot scopes, retaliator barrels, retaliator stocks, aid stocks. In the days before really high capacity blasters, I thought these were a great idea. Problem is, I never really used them. Super soaker stocks, raider stocks are some of the most awesome stock Nerf stocks ever. Stock stocks, meta stocks, ammo holders, more scopes, red dot sight, that's an evader barrel. That should be with the blaster inside. Lightning stocks are awesome. Spectre attachments, I don't think they can handle this. Woo! Stampede bipods are probably my favourite bipods ever. Loads of handles, Alpha Hawk barrel, Alpha Hawk stock. By the time I got to Modulus, I got bored of laying them all out neatly, so I just tipped them here. Modulus, there you go. Let's go inside. Working our way around the room, starting from here. Hasbro Star Wars blasters, Chewbacca bowcaster. Inside here's a funky Nerf Nation 10. I am seriously behind with the unboxings. Got this whiteout Rampage to unbox, and most of the Alpha Strike stuff. Actually, I think that's all the Alpha Strike stuff. But no regrets about spending time with Mrs. Jolt and the Joltlets. Funky Japanese target I bought. I love import Japanese stuff. Anything that's a bit exotic. Ravens, more Ravens. I still don't have a Stinger, but maybe one day. Now we're on to dart tag blasters. Loads of dart tag blasters. I love the way that these can attach to tackle rails. I don't think there's another Nerf blaster that does that, and that's pretty unique. Dart tag 10s are phenomenal loaner blasters too. Bead Swarm, Swarm Fire, Swarm Fly, Firefly. Mr. Crane made that for me and I love it. A Minimised Lawbringer went through a little phase of being my favourite Nerf War blaster ever. It was like a mediator that made sense. Seriously, Hasbro, why only 8 shots? Battle Badger is my only other Alien Menace blaster, and I used to absolutely love it. Barricade motors and rewire, massive capacity, minimised, amazing Nerf War blaster. Before we move on too far from dart tag, box dart tag strike fire set. I'm not going to take this all the way out of the box, but this is a Spider-Man dart tag set, and I think it's pretty funky. If you want me to go over any of these blasters in more details, please let me know. I might make a video especially for you. This isn't a Nerf blaster, but it's a relic from one of the first ever Grim Up Nerfs. It's an avocado shell that was used as a grenade. We decided we probably shouldn't use them as grenades, but I've still got them all these years later as a memento because it was so cool. Grim Up Nerf, by the way, is up the second Saturday of every month. Have a look at Grim Up Nerf on Facebook for further details. Bring your avocados, or look up Britnerf to find Nerf War in your area. Seriously, go and do it. Long strikes are in here just because Stampede. That long shot there was also a mod from the early days. I think it was air restrictor removed and double springed. It's broken now, but I keep it anyway. Havoc Fire with about 4 belts stuck together. I had a lot of fun with the Havoc Fire.
One stand not enough for you? Complete and utter stability at any angle. Just takes the Havoc Fire to a whole new level, really.
Moving round to good heavens. Planning on making an unboxing video for those at some point, and that. I've already blown the motors up on this. These rocket launchers are possibly my favourite thing about the Fortnite line. Fire 2 rockets at once. Tire. A little bit of Sonic there, a bit more Sonic up here. Sonic Recons. Quite like the Star-Lord blasters. This Nerf dart right here that Pogman's sitting on. It's my memento from Foam Fest last year, and it contains the signatures of near enough every attendee. And Foam Fest is happening again this year. In Bristol. In Bristol. And you should come. Wir haben hier ein Ballschleuder und sicher und weich. I think it's funny that I could find one of these for the German market, but not English. For some reason, there are some Nerf products which do end up on the continent, but not here in the UK. Oh well. This was the first Nerf blaster I ever had. It's not actually the first Nerf blaster I ever had, it's a different Nerf blaster. When I was younger, I had a Nerf bow, and my little brother and I used to love firing it up and down the stairs at each other. Hi Pogman. Bit more vintage goodness. The Tyco Thrasher, possibly one of the first ever flywheel blasters. The Nerf Buzzsaw. Another flywheel blaster, Ball Blaster, Supermax 3000 in 2 flavours. Various different flavours of Nightfinder blaster. Actually, the dart tag one should probably be over there. Oh, there's a rocket. Didn't notice that there. Busby Snap It Maniac. If you've never seen one of these before, that is epic. While staring your doom in the face. Various different targets. These targets sent to me by Ryan Engelstadt. Viking helmet in honour of Bubble Lolo. And I'm sorry if this triggers you, but it's right next to them. Mag Strike and a bunch of mags. A load of boxes, and I wouldn't be Justajolt without having a load of jolts. Pocket Strike is another blaster they got in Germany, but we didn't get here in the UK. A memento from a trip I had to Berlin once. And Strike Jolts, Elite Jolts, various different coloured Jolts, another Jolt from Ryan Engelstadt, another Jolt from Ryan Engelstadt. This is apparently the inside of one of them. Uncly painted Stinger alike from Games of Foam. Shiny! Revell Power Pairs. 3 of them, which makes sense. The Secret Shot is such an awesome blaster. This has got some kind of insane spring in it. It's been brass barreled. It was a gift from Bristol Blast. Race fire again because it's piratey. Arr. Nerf on the go blaster. Smallest Nerf blaster ever. Look at the size of those little darts. About the same size as the pirate's peg leg. This monstrosity is a doubled fang, and it's possibly my favourite Nerf War blaster at the moment. It deserves a video all of its own. As much flack as these guys get, these are also Jolt reskins, and they deserve a place in my Jolt collection. Especially this guy. And finally, this was a gift from Monkeytron Collective. It is a wonderfully painted 4 Victory, complete with Mr. T-Rex, Tactical Tang, and it is beautifully decorated. Hasbro wish they thought of this. Tactics, my metaphorical brethren and sister. And seriously, if you want a beautiful blaster, go over to Monkeytron Collective right now. Suppose I'd better clear all this up now.
What have you done to my garden?
I don't know. Lots of people doing stuff to the garden.
Maybe if you like and subscribe, I'll get my garden back.